gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome to the first ever Believe in Scotland March and Rally for an independent Scotland hosted in Glasgow. Woo! My name is Eunice Lumide and I'm joined with Iona today, and we've got something absolutely fantastic about to happen.
Where's the Yes Bikers? Are they here yet? No.
If we could put our hands together for the Yes Bikers that are going to be here in about 2 minutes' time. Thank you so much. What a beautiful, beautiful day to celebrate something that's so important, something that's so, so close to my heart, and I believe to everybody in this audience's heart today. This is something that so many people and so many generations have worked hard for to achieve, and it's so important that we celebrate this and that we're proud of what we're doing here today. Believe in Scotland have teamed up with pensioners for independence to march for independence, but to put an end to pensioner poverty. Today is all about sharing our positive vision for an independent Scotland, and I'm filled with so much, I think, inspiration as I look around the crowd today. We are going to be your hosts for today, and we're going to have a variety of different speeches from all of our guests, all part of the independence movement. So we hope that they're going to be here now with us very, very shortly.
Oh, is that them? Oh, come on, louder for the Yes Bikers! There we go! Yes Bikers over there coming in from the north. As well as you kind, lovely folks here in George Square in Glasgow, we're also being live streamed by Independence Live. If you're watching from home, please do get involved and send us a message using the hashtag #BelieveInScotland. We will be checking Twitter, Facebook and all the socials over the course of the afternoon. So please do tell us where you're tuning in from. So, I'd like to say a huge thanks to the Sor Alaba Pipe Band as well as Sheboom for leading our march today. We are going to have a little bit more music later on, but it's time to introduce our first speaker.
Yes, our first speaker is a musician, journalist, political activist, and one half of the legendary pop duo Hue and Cry. With his younger brother Greg, a frequent sought-after writer and political commentator. Pat has been an independent supporter since the 1980s, and in the 90s has served as a rector of Glasgow University. A columnist for the national newspaper, Pat has also authored the book, The Play Ethic, which explores the real meaning of play. The book shows how a more playful society would revolutionise and liberate our daily lives. Please, please welcome Pat Kane.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph, look at all of you! This is amazing. You'll be thankful to hear I've only got 5 minutes. And the last time I was here, there was a certain young legal student name of Sturgeon to one side of me, and on the other side of me was George Galloway. So please Don't fill your bottles with anything and throw it at me. It wasn't my fault. I was a naive ingenue, political ingenue. Listen, I was very pleased to be asked to do this, very proud, because I've been standing in George Square arguing for independence for about 30, 40 years of my life. Anybody been with me on that route? And what I decided, I wrote an article for the National this morning. Don't worry, I'm not going to recite it. But it was an attempt to kind of ask myself, in the midst of dire headlines, in the midst of an oppositional media, why did I think independence was an excellent and admirable and desirable idea? And I've just got 3 things to say in my remaining 3 minutes. It'll take a minute for each. The first thing I dug into, and I realised I stand on this ground no matter what happens with the independence movement, is independence is a peace project. Am I right? It's interesting, if you read a lot of magazines and you read a lot of opinion editorials, because of various geopolitical manoeuvres, people are starting to worry about the bomb again. Do you know what? The bomb never went away. I was reading a book, there's a woman called Annie Jacobson who's brought out a book called Nuclear War, a Scenario, and she reminds us that as soon as the Americans observe the flare of the rockets in Russia, the president has 6 minutes to decide when to react. We've been living that way for 30, 40 years. It's insane. And any country, any politics, any territory that has an opportunity to react against that should take that possibility. The moral core of independence is what? Is anti-Trident. Again, am I right? So to me that is the number 1 reason for independence, is to save the planet. No small ambition, I'm sure you agree. Second thing is, I think that Scotland, we know we're very, very proud of our sustainability, our natural resources, our renewable resources. It's good we can try to make a business out of it, we can do industrial policy about it, we've got lots of business perspectives on it. But you know what? Trouble is coming down the pipe for climate. There is stuff baked in that we're going to have to deal with for the rest of the century. And do you know what we've got the opportunity to do in Scotland? We've got the opportunity to build a society, an eco-civilization that's ready for it, that's prepared for it. What is it that we do in Scottish politics? We invent things, we innovate, we try things out. We have the biggest possible challenges when it comes to environmentalism. We're doing it, but we should do it even more intensely. We should be the eco-nation that other nations inspire. Again, do you disagree? Good. The other thing, what was the second thing I thought about independence? What do I believe that independence is for? Independence is about dealing and coping with the future. We know, I've just mentioned the environmental perspective, but you know, we've got machines, artificial intelligences, biotech coming down that's going to challenge our jobs, it's going to challenge what we think we do, whether we do routine, whether we live an extra 30, 40 years because the biologists have figured out how to extend the lifespan. We actually have on one side the limits of the planet, and on the other side the unlimited nature of technologies. Now, what can you do in a nation? What can you do in a democratic nation? You can decide what to do about what happens in your own country, and that's very much the case when it comes to technology. With the future's coming at us, what's the best way to deal with it? What's the best way to deal with the future? Correct, independence. Third thing, and this is my final point, I could have picked a better day to come to stand and speak in front of a square full of independent supporters, because I don't think our political classes, our party political classes, are serving us very well no matter where they are. So the one thing I realise about independence is that it's not just independence from above, it's independence from below. In order to be independent, you have to start being independent, and it's so fantastic to see all the different groups, all the different interests, and this week and in 2 weeks' time, again in the same place, I don't care how many demonstrations it is, we see each other and we see each other's power, and our power is from the grassroots. So if you're involved in a grassroots organisation who doesn't wait, who doesn't ask for permission, just asks for forgiveness, I salute you and I cheer you, and please go ahead, cheer yourselves, come on. If you're involved in the grassroots of independence movement, you are the independence movement, and I salute you. And you know what? It can be messy. People can get involved in niche fights and definitions. I don't care. I think the energy that's on display here is exactly the most precious resource that independence has. So in order to be independent, we have to be independent and independent-minded ourselves. So those are my 3 reasons. We save the world, we deal with the future, and we empower ourselves. What 3 better reasons could you want to be an independent Scotland? Agreed? Agreed. All right, thank you very much. I'm going to pass on to the next big mouth. See you later. Have a great day.